What are you, deaf? Don't try that Halloween shit with me.
Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, guys? Hope that you guys are doing well. Here we are, ready to rock. What's up, Paula? Paula, Paula, I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with us all the time. Seriously, we really appreciate that. Always here. Val, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. All right. And for those who I haven't seen yet today or from earlier this evening, happy Easter. Mega Giants, hey, what's going on? Julie's in the house after we had a great watch party tonight for the Amityville Horror from 1979. And Dino, he's a long time no see, right? I know, man. Well, it's cool that you guys are hanging out. I appreciate that. And it's really fun. We have a good time. That's what it's all about. Hey, Chrissy, what's going on? Good to see you. Right. Let's see. There has been Final Destination 6 news. Yes. We've got casting and everything, Val. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna talk more about it too. Um, I'm a huge fan of the franchise, so I'm anxious, I'm curious, I'm a little nervous. So we'll see how it goes. Oh man. Julie, what is this poll? I just want to see who you guys are gonna pick from the, I don't know if we call them the B tier ghost face killers or the C tier, Gotta give these guys some love. What's up, Dawson? Chrissy said I didn't recognize half of those characters. All right. Paula went for Quinn. All right, that's fair enough, Paula. Why'd you pick Quinn? I'm gonna be curious to see who wins this. I have my own thoughts. Eric, what's up, man? That a boy. You gotta work hard, bro. You know how it is. You gotta work hard. But when I can get a chance to hang out and just, like chill like this, it's always fun. It's always fun. Hope you're doing well, bro, and hope you and the family had a good Easter, man. Seriously. It's Tuesday night, Battle World is gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. We got more Rob Zombie to talk about. That's always fun. Get the people riled up. I love it. And Val, thank you for reminding people to hit that like button. And you know what else we got to do? What we're gonna do? We're gonna hit some music. Let's hit some music on this thing, man. And like zone out a little bit. Let's see. What are we gonna pick? I think we're gonna go with this. Chill a little bit. All right. Let's see who else we got in here. And by the way, for you guys, that are Final Destination fans, let me know. Let me know what you guys think about the new film and what your expectations might be. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Let's see. Who else do we have here tonight? Late night. Late night. You guys are too funny. Uh, yes. Mayan, like, hello again, kids. What's up, Mayan? Good to see you. Film Gamer X in the house. What's going on? Saying I'm hyped for Final Destination 6. I am too. I really am too. I think it's such an underrated franchise. I think that there's so many great things about the franchise, and I'm a fan of all the films. Let's see who else. Hey, Katie. Katie's in the chat. All right. Eric, I don't know who any of those characters are in the poll. Yeah. Yeah. May, thank you for putting in the link for Tuesday night for Battle World. It's going to be a fun one. Jonathan, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I know if our good buddy Marcus was in the chat, he'd definitely be going with Charlie as his favorite Ghostface killer. That's a good point. T. Parker breaking it down. This is tough. Charlie has the most kills. Richie has the most screen time. Amber has the best reveal. And Quinn, well, she exists. She was pretty. I gotta admit though, once she was revealed, she popped. She kind of stood out to me. So I wish we could have gotten more time. That was the thing about Scream 6. I don't think we had enough time to really, enjoy them. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Let's see. Chrissy saying, I'm pretty hyped, but unequivocally stressed about the new horror script I'm writing. Oh, hey, well, congratulations. I know how that is, getting stressed out about new projects. I hope it goes well. Chrissy saying, my favorite Ghostface is the girl from Scream 4, Jill. Jill's great. I don't think Jill gets enough love, to be quite honest. She was just awesome in Scream 4. That was such a good reveal. Oh my gosh. Well, right now, we got 15 votes. Amber is in the lead. Well, actually, no, Amber and Charlie are tied at 33. All right. I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm coming around on Amber. Coming around. Coming around. Hey, Hollywood guy, how's it going? T. Parker saying, I agree. I say Quinn was the best Ghostface in 6, where the performance didn't feel over the top but natural. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it didn't feel like it was over the top. I agree. Yep. Mega Giants saying, after watching Breckback, Basinger, and Stargirl, I'm excited to see what she'll bring in Final Destination 6. I'm excited too. I think one thing about the Final Destination films, at least to me, I think all of the movies have had pretty good cast. So I'll be curious to see what happens. Let's see. What else are we going to do here? Let me turn this up a little bit. Let's go with that. Film Gamer saying I went with Charlie because he was my favorite of Scream 4 and I wish he would have lived and escaped. Well, there are some people that say maybe he did live. Hollywood guy's going with Roman. I understand that. Val saying I'm excited for the new Final Destination. Been a great franchise, but hoping we get some Tony Todd as well. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know if we are going to, Val. I hate to say that. And you know me, I've talked about that a lot. I think that that's one of the few things that they kind of had missteps on. I think Tony Todd should have been a little bit more of a presence. And I just don't understand why they didn't go that route. But there must have been some reason. Must have been. Paul is saying maybe a watch party for Final Destination. Well, we did do a watch party for Final Destination 5 a few weeks ago, several weeks ago now. So we might do some more. We might do some more to get hyped up for 6. All right, let's check this poll out. Amber's in the lead, 38%. Charlie's at 31, Richie at 12, and Quinn is at 19. I'm really impressed. Quinn is at 19. Good for you guys. Like I said, man, if it was me, that's who I'm voting for. That's who I'm voting for. I'm coming around. I'm coming around on her. I really am. Chrissy saying I have the duty of delivering people a new horror icon, which is exciting, but I have to play my cards right. If I fail in the second film or don't do a good enough job, first time, I have no chance of being able to do this story again. Ooh, okay. That's cool. Well, definitely good luck on that. Good luck. It's tough, man, you know, when you're trying to, you know, especially with when you have a horror, when you have a villain, you know, you have to check so many boxes for it to be successful. You really do. Hollywood guy saying, which are you more interested in, seeing a new Freddy movie or a new Jason movie? Well, right now, Jason, because with all the issues with the rights and the Craven estate, and also just it's so up in the air about moving on from Robert. You know, I'm more interested to see Jason because we do have Crystal Lake that's coming out. So the question is, what are they going to do? Are they going to have a movie that's going to connect to Crystal Lake, or is it going to be its own thing? I think that there's a couple different ways they could go, and I'll be interested to see what they choose. But yeah, I got to go with Jason right now. And you guys know, you know, I'm a huge Jason fan anyway. So, but at some point we got to have Freddy come back. I mean, that's just got to happen. And I'll be quite honest, I think it's taking way too long. Like, this is a great time to have a Freddy revival. So we'll see. We'll see. I hope it'll be soon. But I have no faith in that. I don't think it's going to be soon. I really don't. Yeah, there you go, Julie. We had fun with the Final Destination 5 watch party. Burnt. I know. She went all the way, man. Yeah, she had great one-liners, Paula. You're right. I thought she was great, man. Like, I loved it when she's begging. No. I'm just some stupid kid. It was great. I think, like I said, Mikey Madison, she had some great moments. I don't think they did enough justice with her, you know, throughout the early part of the film. You know, her best part was the reveal, but she made it count. So Julie saying I voted for Richie. He was a brat, but I like Jack Quaid and I love his Vince kill. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Jack Quaid is really, really talented, obviously. His parents are amazing. Jamie Lee. Yes. I know, Chrissy. Isn't that cool, man? We got Friday 13th coming up in October. I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun. We got some, not to jump the gun, but is it in October that we have it? Or is it September? I think it's September. But anyways, point being, we got some really cool stuff planned. So yeah. Film Gamer saying, I just noticed the big three posters behind you. They look gorgeous. Nightmare is my favorite poster with the tagline. Yeah, I think the Nightmare poster is so underrated. Growing up, that was because, we would go to the video store to rent movies and stuff as kids. And I'll never forget the first time I saw A Nightmare on Elm Street. And just that image, with Freddy coming out with the glove and Nancy right there. And if she doesn't wake up screaming, she won't wake up at all. It's awesome. It's definitely one of my favorite horror posters. One of my favorite posters ever. But I had to represent the big three. That's what I grew up on. But thank you. Yeah. The big three, baby. Girlfriend repellent. Amber was aggressive. Oh my God. Yes. And Chrissy's saying Amber was the least interesting killer to me. Ooh, okay. Interesting. All right. Very interesting. Julie saying, will you be doing a spoiler stream for Late Night with the Devil? It was such a cool movie. Yes, I definitely want to do that. I'm hoping, Julie, that I'm trying to decide whether it'll be a stream specifically for that, or if I'm going to rope it in. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people that still haven't seen it, so I don't know, how much interest there would be for it, right? So that's the thing. Part of me was also thinking of maybe doing a video as well to talk about it. So I don't know. Let me know what you think, Julie. Sometimes it's good to hear from you guys what you think would be good ideas, but I definitely would love to talk about it. There's a lot to unpack with that movie. It was so good. And man, David Dastmalchian, man, whew, it was a great job. Great performance. But it was a very cool movie. Very cool movie. And thank you for putting the link up there. If you guys, first of all, if you have not seen my video on Late Night with the Devil, please check it out. It is spoiler free. And, I think, I was saying to Filmer Game X, the big three behind me. And obviously we talk a bunch of Scream. We're talking a little bit about Final Destination. We talk about Saw. We talk about a lot of legacy franchises. I talk about a lot of old school films. We watched the Amityville Horror earlier tonight for the members live stream, which, by the way, if you're not a member and if you are interested, you can just hit the join button next to the subscribe button and you can join us for exclusive hangouts, live streams, and watch parties. But, I really love new horror as well. There's a lot of great new horror out there that a lot of people, they might be sleeping on. And I think Late Night with the Devil is a great example. So I hope that people can continue to open their minds to those types of things. But yeah, if you haven't checked out that video, please do. Yeah. Chrissy saying, I don't know if I should see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 or what to think about it. Well, from what I've heard, I haven't seen it yet. That's why I haven't talked about it. But from what I've heard, it's definitely an upgrade from the first film, and some really good kills and stuff like that. So if you're into that type of thing, which some horror fans are, some aren't, then I think it's definitely something to check out. I'll be checking it out when I get a chance, because I know some people are big fans of, carnage, and that's fine. You know, you got your fans of things like Terrifier, but then you got your fans of things like Late Night with the Devil or Scream, you know. So that's what makes horror so much fun. There's such a variety. But I think you should check it out. Yeah. Julie's Julie's she's trying. I just want everyone to see the movie. I know. I know. But yeah, you know, a lot of people haven't seen it. A lot of people haven't seen it. So hopefully as time goes on, they will check it out. Yep. And that's true. It will be on Shudder April the 19th. Yeah. I hope people do check it out. It's worth it. And Val, thank you so much. If you would like to become a member, you can click that link that the general has put in the live chat. It definitely helps to support the channel, keeps the lights on, and we like to have a lot of exclusive streams and watch parties and stuff. So usually at least a couple every month. We do have a couple of other things we're working on that I'm trying to plan out and schedule that also will be for our Patreon members and channel members. So keep a lookout on that. Hollywood guy coming in with a super chat. We got a super chat. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Knight, I'm not sure if you're a gamer, but have you played the Friday 13th game and the TCM game? You know what? I put it this way. I'm like a gamer from back in the day. I don't have a lot of time to do it nowadays, but I did play Friday 13th, and it is so much. Come on, it's a Friday 13th game, so I had to play it, and it is so much fun. It really is. But I haven't played the TCM game. I've heard from a lot of people that it's fun, but not as good as Friday 13th. Let me know what you think about it, Hollywood guy. At some point, I'm probably going to play it. You know, when I get a little time here and there. I have pockets of time every once in a while, but doing this, you know, it takes up a lot of time. You know, I'm watching movies constantly and doing content and so forth, so I just don't have time to really game like I used to. Who knows? Maybe that'll change. But yeah, let me know if you think the TCM game is better than Friday 13th, because I've heard conflicting stories about it. But let's do a super chat clip for Hollywood guy. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And here's a crazy one that is puts a smile on my face. Here we go. All right, Hollywood guy, thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. That was very kind of you. Oh, yeah, Winnie the Pooh had a limited release. I think it was only a couple days, from what I understand. It wasn't playing anywhere near me, so yeah, it was pretty limited. Chrissy saying Late Night with the Devil looks pretty mid, not gonna lie. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, and this is coming from a long time, not just horror fan, I'm a movie fan. My parents, they definitely got me and my brother into movies at young ages. The way I look at movies now, especially doing this channel, you know, for the last 4 years plus, you know, when movies come out with a trailer or even someone that reviews it, there have been so many times that what I think at first isn't what I experience after checking out the film, you know. So I'll just put that out there. That doesn't mean that it never happens, but, you know, I've definitely started to look at, you know, movies a lot differently as far as, you know, especially with trailers. Trailers sometimes do movies justice and sometimes it does it a disservice. But I will say this, Late Night with the Devil, I really enjoyed it. just about everyone that I know that has seen it has enjoyed it. I'm not saying it's perfect, but check out my review on it. I think it'll give you a sense of what's going on without it being spoiler, which is what I was trying to do. Julie saying I wasn't a fan of the TCM video game, but I did think Friday 13th was fun. Okay, yep. And I've heard that from some people. Yep. Let's see. I know I've got to catch up with you guys. Hollywood Guy also saying Friday 13th is better. Okay. T Parker saying, I hope Final Destination 6 isn't filmed in 3D because in 4 and 5 the CGI blood looked awful. So hopefully it's mostly practical. Yeah, I agree. I think that they were going for it, especially with 4. I still enjoy the films, because with the Final Destination franchise, it's not to be taken very seriously. So that didn't bother me too much, but I do agree it'd be nice to see them, have something that looks really good, and have practical effects. Yeah, I agree. What the hell did I just watch? I know. Film gamer saying I literally live for these random clips. I know, man. I've got a whole bunch of new ones too. We usually roll a lot of them out on Tuesday nights, but yeah, they're fun. You gotta have fun, man. You gotta have good laughs, especially for a lot of folks in this community. I didn't want to say this earlier in the watch party stream I had this evening, but it's been a lot of rough days lately, the last couple of weeks for a lot of people in the community. So, much love to everyone, and shout out to Dave. Rest in peace to Dave. But yeah, man, anytime we can get together and have, fellowship and connect with each other and maybe have some laughs, I think it's a good thing. We need more of that. We really, really do. Hey, Dice, what's up? All right, it's a party now. Chrissy is not a fan of the TCM game, but a fan of Friday 13th. Okay, so there we go. I think that's kind of the consensus, is that Friday 13th was a much better game. In the chat, or I should say for the poll, we got 20 votes. Amber, it looks like Amber has won this thing, man. Okay, 35%. Charlie in second, Richie in third, and Quinn in fourth. All right. Pretty cool. Now, I have a really good poll that I want to put up for you guys. This is really going to test you guys in the sense of what you like. But I had a poll on my community tab, and it really made me think. Okay, so I'm just going to put this up here. See what you guys say. Okay. Here we go. Let's see what we get for that. Back into the chat. We got Dominic. What's up, Dominic? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. And happy Easter. Happy Easter. Well, now technically it's the next day, but you know what I'm saying. We got 24 likes. Yeah, let's hit the button, guys. Let's go. Dice saying I've got some high hopes for Late Night with the Devil. I want to see it. Well, Dice, check out my video on it. That's all I've got to say. It was interesting. But my video is non-spoiler, so, but I think what I did, at least in my opinion, is I gave an explanation of what I think for certain horror fans. So yeah. Mega Giant saying, how would you feel about a potential Scream video game if it ever happens? I don't know, man. I think that it could be okay. They would have to find a way to tap into the whole idea of a mystery, which I'm sure they could do, because that's really at the end of the game, at the end of the day, what Scream is really about is that mystery aspect, right? And that's what can make the game a lot of fun. It's not about the kills and the blood and gore like you would have in the Friday 13th game, right? And we got Check Yourself in the chat. Hey, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Happy Easter. Final Destination 6 definitely won't be in 3D. I think we're way past that phase right now. It'll come back at some point. It always does. But yeah, I don't see it being in 3D as either. Hollywood Guy, I'm still waiting on the Valentine sequel. It's due. Well, I think we're going to be waiting a long, long time for that. I don't see that happening. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Valentine is a great film, very underrated and underappreciated. When we did that as part of Bloody Lovers Fest, that's such a good movie. It's such a good movie, and the cast is really, really good. Oh man, just thinking about it. T. Parker saying I'd love a Scream video game and have it be like a story choice-based game with different endings. Yeah, that's how you could do it. And Julie is definitely a fan of Late Night with the Devil. Yep. Yeah, definitely, man. A big rest in peace to Dave. Like I always say, guys, you just never know. You just gotta enjoy. You gotta enjoy your time and people that we've all met here in our communities and the close friendships and the family that we've made. You just gotta enjoy it, man. But definitely, rest in peace to Dave, man. Yeah. Dice, yeah, avoid all trailers. That being said, I will say they did a good job with the trailer. It didn't mess it up for me. But yeah, avoid it. I always like to go in blind. But again, when I talked about it, I stayed away from spoilers. And I was really careful to do that. I try to do that anyways, but I had to be really careful. I think I did okay with that. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Chrissy. Yeah, and definitely rest in peace. Yep. Yeah. I wish I got to know Dave more. But he was always so cool coming into these live chats. When you come into a live chat, if you don't have a chance to talk to someone a lot, like maybe on Instagram or direct messages or emails or whatever, sometimes it's hard to get a sense of who they are. But every once in a while, you have people that kind of pop off the screen, like, I don't know, it's just a vibe you get from them. He was one of those type of people. Just seemed cool. He just seemed really cool, and that's how I felt. I didn't know him like that, but he seemed like a really cool dude. And everyone I have talked to that knew him better or knew him well, they all said the same thing. He was really nice, really kind, really cool. So yeah, tough times, man. Val, you cannot pick both decades. You got to pick one. Chrissy's saying horror just wasn't as realized in the 70s. Yeah. Though 70s horror is better objectively. Okay. Julie went with the 70s. Wow. Okay. Black Christmas, Alice, Sweet Alice, TCM, and Halloween. Okay. Interesting, Julie. All right. I was very curious to see what you guys were going to say. Dice saying since it'll be April 1st soon, right after Easter, I shall combine both. I'm going to hide all the chocolate eggs everyone already ate. I like that. That's right, Val. Amityville Horror as well, 1979. That's right. Quentin is in the house. How's it going, Quentin? Yeah, I was hanging out. We're figuring out what people think about the 70s versus the 80s for horror. What Freddy glove is that night on Michael? Say that again. You mean, oh, the glove that oh, okay. Yeah, that is, I forgot where we got that. But yeah, it's a Freddy glove. I had to represent the big three, you know? So I got my Michael mask, my Freddy glove, my Friday 13th box set, which is amazing. It is a must-have for any Friday 13th fan. Scott's in the chat. What's going on? Hope you're doing well, saying, how cool would it be if they did a remake of Stab in Scream 7? They return to Woodsboro, but a killer is killing off the cast. And at the end, we find out it's Stu. Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. That would be interesting. I think, you know, and to get back to Scream, because we were talking about Scream earlier, I think the one thing I'm really hoping for is that when we watch this movie, that it really fools us. Because we're going to be coming up with theories. We already have a bunch. We're going to be coming up with so many more. Production is supposed to start in the summer. So we're right around the corner. As far as we know, it looks like Courtney Cox is confirmed. So, you know, we've got a lot of great things going so far, but I just hope that the story is good. I hope that there's a real mystery. Like we don't know exactly what's going on, you know, and even if Stu is back, whether Stu is back or not, I want to be in the dark, at least for the most part. That would be cool, you know. Dominic, you're right, man. Final Destination films, you see them with a group of people and just have fun with it. They're not to be taken seriously at all. Val's struggling with this, man. The 80s was also good for horror, but more cheesy horror. You're right. Yeah, you are right. 80s horror for the Lost Boys. Yeah, Lost Boys. Man, if we were to name great horror in these decades, we could go on and on and on, you know. Going into a movie as blind as possible is definitely the best method. That's how I love to do it. Now, it's tough, and Dice, you know this as well as anyone. You know, we talk about movies so much, we hear about movies so much, we're online, and, you know, we're just a part of this machine. So sometimes you do hear some things, you know, maybe not full spoilers, but you do hear some things. So it's tough to go in totally blind. But if I had a choice, that's the way I'd want to. Yeah. Yep. Julie, I'm glad you enjoyed Amityville tonight. That was so awesome for you guys that had never seen the original. I was so happy that you guys hung out with us. Yeah. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, I know. It's really sad about Dave. Check yourself, saying, who's Dave? Dave was one of our friends in the community. He also had a channel too, Savage Zombies Reviews, and yeah, it's tough, man. A lot of us are wonderful moderators, and some of the folks in the community, especially a lot of the channel members. We have, you know, some people that knew him well and was keeping us up to date with how things were going and all that type of stuff. So it's, like I said, it's been a rough couple of days. We have another friend who's, you know, he's struggling with his health, and, you know, all of us have challenges in life, and that's why, you know, I try to remember to enjoy, you know, I just try to enjoy time with people and experiences and relationships and friendships, because you just never know. You just never know. So even doing something like a live stream here tonight, you know, it's fun to be able to hang out with you guys. That's something that, you know, 4 years ago or 5 years ago, I didn't have that. So, yeah. Dice saying, unfortunately, I never had the chance to interact with Dave, but all the same, my condolences for everyone who did. Absolutely. And well said, Dice. Well said. Yep. Thank you for putting that there, Val, just so the people who didn't know Dave. Yep. And Jaws as well. You're right. Jaws was in the 70s. Yeah. Scott saying, I think the two best horror films in the 80s was American Werewolf in London and Halloween 4. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Chrissy saying Alice Sweet Alice was my favorite movie, and I prefer grindhouse movies to 80s movies. Okay. Alice Sweet Alice is amazing. We did our big deep dive discussion on that for Slasher Movie Club, so Chrissy, definitely check that out. It was a blast. It's funny because Coriander and I, we've done well over 100 episodes on Slasher Movie Club, so we always have people in the live chat that'll say, oh, have you guys ever talked about this? Or, hey, have you ever guys watched this? And like chances are like 85% of the time we have. So definitely check out that. That was a fun discussion. We've actually talked about revisiting some of the films we've talked about in Slasher Movie Club because, you know, that's literally a playlist that is 3 years worth of material. So, yeah. Film Gamer X saying, I keep hearing about Alice Sweet Alice. Sounds like I might need to give in and watch it. Yes. And Julie, yep, I knew Julie beat me to the punch. She's a huge fan of it. It's a film that I was late to the party on it as well. I had only recently discovered it in the last 8 years or so, something like that. And I actually heard about it on there was some type of Halloween special that was talking about horror movies and the most influential horror movies of all time. And Alice Sweet Alice was on that list. It was dozens and dozens and dozens of films. But Alice Sweet Alice was on that list, and I heard a little bit of what it was about and stuff. And I was just like, man, I got to check this thing out. And I'm so glad I did. It was great. How would we feel about a Ghostface cult? Oh, yeah. No, we got to have a cult. And there's two reasons why. And I've talked about this. Check out my recent Scream videos, guys. Number one, we saw it come to fruition in 6. We literally saw the Ghostface cult. It was referenced in 5. We saw it established in 6. And I think they should continue with it in 7. You know, it allows them to have more freedom with a cult rather than always having a family angle, which is fine if it's done well. But I do think we should have the cult. And the second thing is, if we have the cult, that's exactly what they wanted to do for Scream 3, and they had to pivot. We also know in Scream 3, they also wanted to bring back Stu. That was Wes Craven who was going to do that, and Kevin Williamson. So I just think if they do the cult, it gives them a lot of freedom to go in a lot of different directions. So I'm all for it. Dominic is going with Friday, Nightmare on Elm Street, Reanimator, Dress to Kill, Aliens, The Stuff, American Werewolf in London, The Fly, The Thing. Okay. Good movies. Film Gamer X saying, is it streaming anywhere currently? I'm not sure if Alice Sweet Alice is streaming anywhere currently. I think I watched it on. I've got it physically, of course, and I'd recommend that. But I think I streamed it on Prime. I'm pretty sure at least it was on Shudder, and it might be on Vudu to stream. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, check it out. Let's see. Okay, so Julie said it is on YouTube. A user uploaded it. Okay. Dice saying, I'm afraid I missed the Amityville watch along, but that one is amusing to me for multiple reasons. But one is my dad looks like George. Ooh, really? That's cool. That's awesome. Well, we missed you. Yeah. It was fun. It was, it's a fun movie. It's a good, to me, a good classic old school horror film. It's got that charm to it. You know, and James Brolin was great in it. The late great Margot Kidder, I adore her, and so hopefully we're actually talking about doing another watch along. Um, Chances are it's going to be a members watch along. So Dice, obviously, you could definitely be there, and um, we're thinking about doing a watch along for a documentary on the Amityville horror, the real life Amityville horror, which I saw years and years ago. I think it was so amazing just going through the ins and outs of it. And it probably will be a stream where I will play it. Will be private, and so that YouTube doesn't ding us. But that's what we're contemplating, anyways. I think that'd be fun. We've never did a watch party for a documentary, so I think that'd be kind of fun. And it's a really interesting documentary, especially if you're interested in the real life Amityville horror and all the controversy that ensued. So, yeah, that's what we're talking about. Oh, that's cool. Check yourself. Yeah. Yeah, he had a really good channel. He was a cool guy. Yep. Film Gamer saying, I've been trying to become more social these past few years because tomorrow isn't promised. This community is helping fulfill that for sure. Well, I'm glad it's helping. I really am. I really, I think it's important to be able to have a community, where we can connect and hang out. And I love talking about movies. I have a passion for it. So I'm just really glad that we have people that like to come here in live streams and talk to each other and hang out. So I take a lot of pride in that. But I'm glad that it helps. That's the most important thing, because we're all about positivity. We really are. Julie, quick on the gun. Got the Alice, Sweet Alice episode. You are all right. Thank you so much. I gotta watch that. I haven't watched it in a while. It was a fun stream. It was a fun discussion. It really, really was. I enjoyed that one. And Val, thank you. We got the whole playlist for Slasher Movie Club. Guys, I'll tell you what. Slasher Movie Club is just it's so much fun to do. And Coriander and I, going through all those movies, some that are amazing, like Alice, Sweet Alice, some that are horrible, but it's been a fun thing to do. And yeah, thanks, Val. Scott saying, hey, Knight, I've been wanting to ask you this for a very long time now. Why do you think the owners of the stew house let them film there? Was it money? Was it time or COVID? Why do I think? Well, that's a good question. I can only speculate. I mean, I think it might have been, I don't know. Maybe it was money related. I don't know. It's hard to speculate. What do you think about that, Scott? I mean, COVID obviously made things a lot more challenging for all movies. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I don't know. We may never know unless it's been said. Which it might have been. That's right, Julie. Yep. Built on the soundstage. They did a good job. They really did. We just watched 5 on Steven's channel the other night, and kind of paying attention to it even more. It's like, yeah, they did a really good job. What was interesting is the scene where Amber went down into the basement, which was theoretically supposed to be the garage, but the reasons why they changed that, and Nate was really good with explaining why. Yeah. Scott saying, do you think the owners of the stew house will let them still there now for all they think they are use of replica of the house again? Is it an Airbnb now? Nice. I thought I had heard that. Yep. Yep. Who knows what's going to happen, especially if we're talking about for Scream 7, who knows? I will say the only thing is I almost feel like because we did that in 5, would they do that in 6? You know what I mean? I don't know. Paul is saying, does it necessarily have to be Stu running the cult? Not necessarily, although in 3, that's what it was going to be. I think that, he could be bankrolling it, he could be, like a consultant or something. There's a million ways they could have him linked to the cult without necessarily running it. There could be a committee, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Yep. Dino saying, I heard that either the owners of the stew house either didn't want them to film there or was already booked out. I thought I heard a rumor too saying that it was already booked out or something like that. Who knows? Dice saying, I think I'm aware of that documentary. It was so good. Oh my gosh. So good. Hollywood guy coming in again with a super chat. Thank you. Saying, Knight, here's a challenge for you. Name one movie from these decades that were phenomenal from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, but you have to choose one. Okay, one movie per decade that was phenomenal. Okay, this, for me anyways, okay, let me preface this. I'm not saying that these are my favorite movies, but to me, these are phenomenal movies. Usually they do line up in the same, though. Usually if it's a phenomenal movie, it's a favorite of mine. But I'm not saying this is my number one of each decade, because I'm just going to do this real quick. 70s, you could pick The Exorcist, Jaws, or Halloween. That's easy, right? 80s, I could go with Nightmare. I could go with Friday 4. I could go with The Thing. I could go with Aliens in 86. The Fly, that's a favorite of mine as well. 90s, you guys know I'm a huge fan of Silence of the Lambs. Candyman, obviously Scream in 96. 2000s, I'm a huge fan of Saw. You guys know that. I'm a huge fan of Final Destination. So I'd probably go with those. I could go with The Descent. The Descent is whew. So I know I didn't do what you asked. You said I have to choose one. That's horrible. Okay, let me just go with one. Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, Saw. No, The Descent. Let's do The Descent. There we go. Let me know. Let me know if that works, Hollywood guy. All right, let's go old school for this super chat clip. You guys know me. Let's do this one. Here we go.
Treat her right, treat your mother right. Treat her right, treat her right. Treat her right, treat your mother right. Treat her right, treat her right.
Image for the moan and the miserable groan from the pain that you felt when I was gone.
Yes, going back old school. Hollywood guy, thank you so much. Number one, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. It's very kind of you. And you always have really interesting viewpoints or questions, but that was a good question. I'm usually the one asking those questions, so thank you for asking me that one so I could think a little bit. But let me know what you think of those answers. I know I kind of went off into a rant, but you guys know how I am. I can rant about this stuff all day. Val saying, have you guys finished all the movies in the Slasher Movie Club book? Now, Val, that is an excellent question. I don't think anyone else has asked me that. Maybe Eric, but of course Eric's, with us so much on panels. And we've talked about that. But yes and no. Okay. We finished all the movies that or at least we're pretty finished with all the movies that we could have you guys possibly check out with us. Because, of course, the whole idea with the Slasher Movie Club was always to be, we would have a movie that we would pick from the book. We would watch it, and we would hope that you guys would watch it, and then we'd all get together and discuss it. It was kind of like a weird take on a book club idea, except it was weekly. Didn't always work the way I wanted it to, but we had a lot of great discussions regardless. But there are still some movies in the book. Okay. Now, Val, you know how I am. I'm always spitballing. There's a part of me, and I've said this to Corey a few times, where I said, we should just do all of those movies as long as we can find them. Because sometimes you guys just, you may not be able to have the time to watch the movies, or you may not be able to stream from certain platforms or whatever. So I don't know. We'll see. But one thing that we have started to do, which I'm sure you've noticed, is we've kind of branched off into some of the newer films that are slasher films or quasi slasher films. And then we've also had generalized discussions. So it's interesting because Slasher Movie Club was truly just a project that we wanted to do from that book. But it kind of became its own thing in a way, because we've really enjoyed doing it week after week. And, there was, a handful of you guys that seemed to really enjoy it too. So there was that sense of, well, we want to keep doing it. So we're at a little bit of a crossroads with it, in a sense. I've got a couple of different ideas about it, and so does Coriander. So we'll see what happens. But to answer your question without ranting on any longer, technically, yes, we finished all the movies that we planned to talk about. So, but it was really fun to go through that book. I watched, and Coriander as well, and I'm sure you did, and so many folks that joined us week after week. We watched a lot of movies we would have never, ever have watched otherwise. And, I consider myself a pretty good slasher horror movie fan. And there were some movies I had never heard of, for whatever reason. And so that book helped me out a lot as far as to expand my fandom. So, and that's one thing we enjoyed about that series as well, is hoping to give people some other stuff to see. But it's a catch-22 when you're doing YouTube, because if you're talking about something that is not, popular to people, then, a lot of times people won't be attracted to that. So it's a catch-22, but we've had fun with it. We really have. So that's a long-winded answer. There you go. Check yourself saying, I don't know why Ghostface still would even want to hunt Sydney down. Well, Stu would. I could see why Stu would. And again, I just think we're done with, listen, the idea of the cult could still work, because Sydney's the one that got away. Sydney is the final girl. So they could still have that angle as well. I'd be okay with that. I don't want, if it's not Stu, I don't want it to be some long lost cousin or aunt or whatever. I don't want any of that stuff. I would rather it be someone that is fixated on the killings and see Sydney as the golden goose, the one that got away, the ultimate final girl, the one who's dispatched so many ghost face killers. So it could still work. Sydney, Nev Campbell coming back to Scream 7 was such great news after everything that had transpired, and Kevin Williamson coming on board, it just elevated it to a whole new level. And I think it's cool because now as Scream fans, we can really, there's an excitement there, and it's fun. I've talked about this with so many of my good buddies like Steven and Jake and Fate and so forth, you know, having that excitement about Scream, just like we did for Halloween, it's great because the fan base, the community, so many of you guys, there's an excitement about it. These are legacy franchises, and we get to theorize and agree and disagree on certain things. And it's some of the most fun I've had on YouTube, is being a part of that and having, you know, a voice, you know, a voice to it. So, but yeah, I'm excited to see what they do. I really do. And I know I'm way behind here, guys. So I'm going to try to catch up to you guys a little bit. Oh, and Scott saying, I think it was because of COVID. It could have been that. It totally makes sense that would be the reason. Yep. Let's see. Mega Giants is saying in the 70s, going with Carrie. Hollywood guy saying nice. Let's see. Mega Giants going with Friday 13th in the 80s. Yeah, the Mr. T clip, it's awesome. It really is. Julie saying, do you hope there'll be a Creep 3? Ooh, that's a good question. See, I love these type of questions because it just makes me realize how deep you guys are into the channel. Because we talked about Creep and Creep 2, which was actually a mistake. It was, I think, the only mistake in our Slasher Movie Club series, because we did not plan to talk about Creep, or the Creep that we did talk about. We planned to talk about another movie that was called Creep. And but once we finished watching Creep, I was like, man, we got to talk about this. This is great. And so Corey Anderson said, yeah, okay, let's do it. So we did it. So that was actually a mistake that we were happy to have made. I would love a 3. And I know that they were, you know, that was the game plan. And I think, you know, COVID and everything else kind of, you know, threw a wrench in all of that. But I would love to see Creep 3. I really would. 1 and 2 were great. They really were. Jeff is in the chat. What's going on, Jeff? Good to see you. The 80s. The 70s were good too. The 90s were great. I mean, each one of the decades were awesome, but I grew up in the 80s, so I'm a little biased. There you go. Yeah. Let's see what we got for this poll. I'm really curious to see how this is going to shape out. Wow. The 80s is killing it. 76-24. Holy crap. Now, here's the thing, guys. Let me throw this out to you, because you guys know I'm a huge 80s fan, but I love the 70s. I love the 90s. I love all the decades. But for the 70s, okay, and I can't remember who had made this comment, but I saw it, and I said to myself, wow, it's hard to argue this, okay? So I'm going to name you guys a couple of films, okay? TCM, The Exorcist, Jaws, Halloween, and Alien. Okay, so those are the 5 films. Okay, in the 80s, could you name 5 films that could beat those 5? Just out of curiosity. Let me know what they are in the chat, if you can. You know, it's kind of like a team, you know what I mean? Team 70s versus team 80s. All right, let me catch up to the chat here. American Psycho is amazing. Look at May. We got 28 likes. Trying to get to 30. Let's do this. Guys. Come on. Lake Placid. Woo. I haven't seen that in a long time. Chrissy saying I have to leave. Bye. Well, have a good night, Chrissy. We appreciate you being here. Check Yourself said, no, Stu. Please let him stay dead. Well, check yourself. I'm telling you what. There's a chance he's gonna come back. It really is. Oh man. And here's the thing too, and we've talked about this because I've had some friends, most notably my good buddy Fate. They say, well, people want Stu back, but this is not going to be the same Stu that he was in '96, and so people are going to be disappointed. It's like, no. I said, look at Sydney. Sydney is much different than what she was in '96. Look at Gail. Gail maybe not as much of a difference. From movie to movie, she's kind of changed up a little bit. But look at Dewey. Look at Dewey in Scream 5. Dewey in Scream 5 is so different from Dewey in '96. It's like night and day. But David Arquette was given great stuff to work with. He had great weight in the movie. It sucked that he got killed the way he did, but I thought his performance in Scream 5 was some of the best work he's done as Dewey, So what I'm saying is, if they write it correctly, and you've got Kevin Williamson shepherding this, right? I think Stu can be a really good character, and he can still, he can be different from '96, but he can still be Stu, Matthew Lillard is very talented. So if that is the reason that you have reservations, that's what I would say to that. And some people just don't like certain characters, and that's fine too. But I'm telling you, there's a good chance he's going to come back. Put it this way, this is the best chance for him to come back. It really is. So we'll see. We'll see. Oh, Chrissy said I can stay. All right. Well, there you go. Never mind. There you go. Let's see. We got Kay in the chat. All right. Chud. Oh my God. Hollywood guy. I remember that one. Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. I have heard In Search of Darkness, Kay. Actually, I have. I backed the first one. My name is in the credits. I'm in the credits, man. That's cool. Let's see. Nanette went with the 80s. Okay. Man said The Shining. You guys are just naming movies? Oh, that's good. Okay, check yourself. Okay, I think you guys are naming movies to rival the 70s. Child's Play, Evil Dead, Killer Clowns, Return of the Living Dead, and Shut. Not bad. Not bad, but I'd still say that 70s group would beat that, if that's what you're going for. I mean, you're talking about The Exorcist, TCM, Jaws, Alien, and Halloween. Those are all in for me. Okay, I'm just talking about for me, guys. So don't beat me up. For me, those are like the best of the best. They're all like, whoo, yeah. Man coming in with Poltergeist, Christine, and The Thing. Now, man, I love The Thing. It's one of my favorites. Poltergeist, I absolutely love. Christine is amazing. That's not a bad 3 movies there. Jeff going with The Shining, Friday the 13th, The Thing, and American Werewolf in London, and Nightmare. Ooh, yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. I don't know though, man. I still think, and look, you guys know Friday's my favorite franchise. Okay. But even when I've ranked the franchise, and if you haven't seen that, check out my Friday the 13th ranking. The original is not in number 1. So, and it's weird for me to say that, but in those 5, Friday the 13th is the weak link. The Shining, amazing. The Thing, amazing. Werewolf, amazing. Nightmare, amazing. Friday is pretty good. Maybe even really good. But it's a good group. That's a good group. Well, this is fun, man. Hey, we got Danielle in the chat. What's going on? Hope you're doing well. Happy Easter. Saying, just had posterior laminectomy. Healing painfully, but hope this one worked. Well, I hope it worked too, Danielle. It's good to see you, and hope that you're going to have a speedy recovery. Yeah. Scott saying, if it was Stu that killed Dewey in the hospital, if it was Stu, why would you say yes today? It's an honor to Dewey. Well, I think it's because it's that link to 96. You know, that's how I take it, anyways. As a matter of fact, it makes more sense for it to be Dewey. You know, watching that fight. I mean, look, and I know we get caught up on this, and sometimes it's not even worth it. But when you're talking about physicality, I mean, Dewey's not a punk, and he was getting outmaneuvered. And I just don't see Amber being able to do that. I can see Amber coming in and, you know, boom, quick things, move, you know, if she catches you by surprise, definitely could do a lot of great things. But Dewey knew, you know, Dewey was aware, you know, of this fight and struggle with Ghostface. And I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And again, you got to suspend disbelief, right? So, Gremlins. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. What else? You guys are working hard. Chrissy's saying The Shining is the seven. No, The Shining is from 1980, although the book was written in 77. Yeah, the book was written in 77. But yeah, the movie itself was released in 1980. I'll never forget that, because when we did a ranking for the 1980s for horror, it was so tough because, well, I won't say. You guys check out the video. But it was tough because I absolutely love The Shining, but I also love some other stuff too. That's right, Val. June 1980. There you go. Val's on it. Ooh, May's coming in with Reanimator and Prince of Darkness. That's not fair. You know I love those movies. Fright Night, Sleepaway. May's just naming a bunch of 80s movies. May, give me 5, man. Give me your 5. That's funny. Oh my god. T. Parker saying, I'm not a Stu truther, however, Stu being the one to kill Dewey. An attempt to kill Gale in 6 could make sense since Quinn said Stu's her favorite and Amber based her personality after him. Yeah. Yeah. Danielle going with Critters. Wow. Okay. You guys are surprising me. Chrissy saying TCM and Halloween can't beat The Shining. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, look. All three of them are some of my favorite movies ever. It doesn't even matter that it's horror. I don't know. It's a tough one. Hell, man, we might have to do that for a Battle World. TCM, Halloween, and The Shining. Ooh, another triple threat. Ooh, that is tough. May. I'm naming the good ones. Man. Yeah, that's a tough one. TCM and Halloween can't beat The Shining. I don't know, man. The Exorcist and Jaws could, though. You know, look, it's tough, man. I'm just saying, those 5 in the 70s, I think is like, it's tough, man. It's tough. Val said she gave you like 50 night. I know. I was like, give me 5. Give me just 5. You're 5 against this 5. You know what I'm saying? Nanette said my favorite 70s is The Exorcist. Yeah. I like that. May, I gave him the one that's the best out of all of them. Yeah. Val saying Halloween is the GOAT, hands down. There you go. Danielle said, what was that 80s movie, alien slugs, leeches that ended up being flammable? Night of the Creeps. Night of the Creeps. Wow. The Burning. Ooh. Dino said he would choose Halloween out of those three. It's tough, man, because all three of them are great movies, man. TCM's great, The Shining's great, Halloween is obviously one of my favorites. You guys know that. Chrissy saying Halloween, to be fair, is a better horror film, though the ideas in The Shining are scarier. Yeah, you know, they're different, right? Okay, so Halloween is like a pure slasher, right? And The Shining, you know, is much more it's psychological, you know what I mean? It's thematic, right? So they're so different, but just basing one film versus another, it's tough, man, especially if you throw TCM into that mix. Man, it's just she's just naming movies. This is funny. May, God. The Hitcher. Yeah, we talked about The Hitcher on Slasher Movie Club. Check it out. My God, nobody talks about The Hitcher, and Coriander's a huge fan of The Hitcher. So am I. Rest in peace to Rutger Hauer, who was amazing in that movie, guys. Oh, I'm telling you, great stuff. Yeah, Jeff, it does not get enough credit. It doesn't. And we got Scott Haynes in the chat. Welcome to the chat. Saying Evil Dead 2, The Thing, A Nightmare on Elm Street, and Hellraiser. Okay, so here's your 5. Okay, Evil Dead 2, The Thing, Nightmare, and Hellraiser. Okay, now I'm just gonna say, again, this is just my opinion. And you guys know I love Evil Dead. Although, you know, I've gone through periods in my life where I've enjoyed Evil Dead 2 more than Evil Dead, and actually I've reversed that as well. So it's tough with Evil Dead. The Thing is a bona fide classic. Nightmare is a bona fide classic. Hellraiser, I love. And, you know, we just did Hellraiser on a Battle World episode not too long ago. But I still think those 5 in the 70s beat it. I still think those 5 in the 70s beat it, man. You know, because, again, The Exorcist, TCM, Jaws, Halloween, and Alien. I mean, whoo. Here's what we're going to do, guys. Let me think of a way we can do this in the live chat, because I know everyone's got some ideas. Let's see. May. Hey, Ben's in the chat. What's going on? All right. Saying Nightmare 3, Halloween 3, The Thing, Evil Dead 2, and Fright Night. That's a good lineup, too. But I still think those 5 in the 70s beat it. Yep. The Ghoulies. Danielle. That got a good laugh out of me. That was good. That was good. All right. We got to do the candy cane sniffer for you for that one. That was good. You caught me off guard. That was good. Danielle. Oh, I remember the one that came out of the toilet and ate a guy from the ass. That was good. Oh, Lord. Thank you for that, Danielle. That was good. And there's the Hitcher episode, Julie. Thank you. Awesome. Yes, please hit the like button. Definitely. Nanette knows what's up. I love the Hitcher. There you go. You know what's going on. Okay, so Dominic says, here's my 80s list to go against the 70s. Okay, here we go. The Thing, The Fly, Nightmare, Evil Dead, and Dead Ringers. It's a good group. Good group. See, listen. Now, this also tells you how good a movie is, because most of you guys that have had your 80s list has Nightmare in it and The Thing. Okay, and those two are definitely bangers. Home runs. I can't deny it. Again. And The Fly. I love The Fly. Dead Ringers. And look, and I'm a Cronenberg fan. I haven't seen Dead Ringers in a little while. It's probably been at least 4 or 5 years, something like that. But I don't know, man. I don't know if I could pick Dead Ringers over Jaws or Halloween or Alien. I just don't know, man. You guys let me know what you think. May. Come on. Now, I absolutely adore Night of the Comet. Oh, it almost stops my heart thinking of Kelly Maroney and Catherine Mary Stewart. Oh, man. Oh. Okay, hold on. Dominic is changing. Actually, The Thing, The Fly, Nightmare, Evil Dead, and Videodrome. Yeah, now that's a better group, because I think Videodrome is better than Dead Ringers. Dead Ringers is good, but Nanette saying, which one do you think is best, Hellraiser or Candyman? Now, Nanette, we did a Battle World, actually. That's exactly what our Battle World was, Hellraiser or Candyman. If I had to choose, and I love both, okay, I think Hellraiser had great atmosphere, and Clive is amazing, so there's no doubt. Doug Bradley, he's a legend. It's tough, but I think Candyman just has this elegance to it that really it works so well with the horror, right? There's this majesty to Candyman, and then there's this brutality, and Tony Todd was able to balance those two so effortlessly, So I usually would lean more towards Candyman. I can't remember who won that battle. Who won that battle? I think Hellraiser won it. I can't remember it. Eric would remember it. He keeps track of all the wins and losses in Battle World. But that was a fun Battle World. If anyone remembers who won it, let me know. Scott saying, I have to agree with you. I love the 70s as much as I love the 80s. Yeah, it's funny because, listen, if someone were to say, hey, you can only choose one, my gut would say the 80s, because I was a little kid growing up in the 80s and the 90s. So that was, and there were so many great movies, and the big three, they were just the kings. But like I said, someone had left me a comment and named those 5 movies from the 70s, and basically almost like a basketball game, who could take these 5? And I'm just like, that's a good point. Who could? I'm still trying to find out who could. May is still naming jeez. Children of the Corn, They Live. Creepshow. I love Creepshow. I love They Live. Yeah, Candy Cane. I know. Val says hashtag the sniffer forever. Oh Lord, you guys are funny. Yeah, Predator. See, people don't think about Predator as horror, but it sure as hell scared the crap out of me as a kid. Nightbreed is awesome. Yes. We talked about that as well. Chrissy says, because I couldn't find a candy cane emoji. Oh, there you go. Oh, Danielle says, sorry if I miss comments dealing with post-surgery pain on my neck, so I lean forward to type a comment, but it hurts a lot, so I don't get to read much. Sorry. Well, don't worry about that, Danielle. You know, it's good to have you here and just hanging out. Yeah. Let's see. Jeff saying, you know, this debate between the 80s, 90s, and the 70s can go on forever because there's so many good movies. It's true. It is true. Yeah, I agree. Hollywood guy, you're right. The Body Snatchers from the 70s too. And man, that was such a good movie. So underrated. So underrated. We love that movie. We did a deep dive discussion on that for our old series Monster Fridays. And we also had the Battle World episode with Invasion of the Body Snatchers against The Thing, and that was a fun one. Holy moly. Man, listen, and you guys don't get to see this part of it though, but when we line up these movies for the Battle World versus series, your gut, or at least for me, and I know it happens for Kill and Coriander and Eric, your gut already thinks, okay, well, this one, you know what I mean? But I was conflicted, man, and I absolutely love John Carpenter's The Thing, but I love Invasion of the Body Snatchers, you know? And that was a fun one. Oh my God, it was so much fun. Yep. And the conversation was great. Chrissy saying Candyman is better than Halloween and TCM. Whoa! Wow. 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 And I love Candyman, but whoa. Whoa. Hollywood guy saying the 80s was poo. Hollywood guy, come on. The 80s had some great movies. Nightmare on Elm Street, John Carpenter's The Thing, James Cameron's Aliens, Predator. Come on now. We got some good ones. May is all right. Night of the Comet with the beautiful Catherine Mary Stewart. Oh, guys, I'm telling you. She's so nice. She's amazing. And yeah, I can't wait for her to come back on. She's so cool. She's so humble. Oh my goodness. She was just so amazing. And we had the joy of talking to her, you know, and wow. And doing the watch party where we were watching her movie. Oh my God. I'll never, ever forget that, guys. I could stop the channel today and that will definitely be one of the highlights. It was just, as far as talking to folks, you know, that have been in these movies, that was just amazing. Hey, look who's here. Marty, what's up, man? My man, Marty from the Trash Picture Show. In 70s horror was grim, 80s horror was fun. Yeah. Yeah. The 70s definitely had this gritty, grim outlook, and the 80s kind of had fun with it. That's well said, Marty, and it's true. You know, you look at things like The Blob or Return of the Living Dead, or, you know, these movies that just, they were bombastic. Fright Night, you know, these were movies that you would not have seen in the 70s. Yep. Yep. And Tony Todd was amazing. You're right, Val. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, Candyman versus Hellraiser. That was a good one. It really was. Chrissy saying I have to leave. Okay, Chrissy. Well, we will catch you next time. We will catch you next time. Thank you for being here, though. Nanette has a list. Let's check this thing out. Top 5. We got The Lost Boys, Nightmare 3, Children of the Corn, The Hitcher, and Friday the 13th Part 2. Okay. I can deal with that. That's right, May. Hellraiser, yeah, it did win. I thought it did. And And I can't remember how it all went down. You guys know part of the fun, or at least what we think is fun, seems like you guys think that too, is that, you guys have the opportunity to help sway the votes and the points. Man, it was crazy, man, when we had Carrie versus Rob Zombie's Halloween. That came down to literally the people voting. Michael lost the title. That was crazy. These episodes are so much fun. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I usually save this more for like talking to only, smaller group. But we have so much fun doing the Battle Worlds. We really do. And although it's tough to schedule it out because you've got 4 of us, you've got multiple time zones, and we usually have those streams go for an hour and a half easily. But we don't want to stop doing them. We were having so much fun with them, So hopefully you guys continue to enjoy them too. The Omen, great call, Val. We love the Omen. Man, Richard Donner, such a great job with the Omen. Such a great job. Okay, now T. Parker's got his 5. Halloween 3 and 4, The Thing, Christine, and Evil Dead 2. Okay, it's a good group, but I still don't know if it can take those 5 from the 70s, man. Listen, okay, guys, let's do this, at least for a few minutes. Tell me if you saw any combination, any 5 from the 80s that could take those 5 from the 70s. I haven't seen any yet, in my opinion. Okay. All right, let's see what else we got. We're at 32 likes. Thank you, May. Thank you. And hey, look, guys, we got a brand new channel member, Film Gamer X. Thank you. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Welcome to what we call the Watchers, the inner circle for the Night Watch Zone. We do tons of watch parties like we did tonight. Members exclusive, hangouts, streams, and so forth. But most importantly, and I like to really communicate with you guys as much as possible, get your ideas on things and so forth. So thank you so much. It really helps to support the channel, helps us do more things, more streams, helps us with upkeep, keeping the lights on. So we really appreciate it for you and for everyone that's a part of our membership program and our Patreon. It really does make a difference. YouTube doesn't make it easy for us to do this, so you guys really help out more than you'll ever know. So thank you so much, Film Gamer X, and let's do another super chat clip. Let's do one where when you need someone to give you advice, there's only one person that I could choose, and that is this person.
If you don't want to be a crazy fool, you better study real hard and stay in school.
Somebody,
Somebody.
There it is. Be somebody. And just in case you didn't get enough to know that you're number one, check it out.
The cream, yeah, let me say it, yeah. Let me say it out loud. Yeah, you mean Gene Okerlund. You know that I'm the cream. I am the cream, yeah.
Oh my god. Thank you so much though. Seriously, Film Gamer X, we appreciate the support. It means a lot. So thank you. Awesome stuff, man. Wow. Very, very cool. All right, and I know I'm way behind. I'll be catching up as much as I can, guys. I try. Julie asking Val if you like the Omen remake. Val hasn't seen it. Saying I'm not big on remakes at all. Well, I will say this: the remake, it's decent. I mean, it's really kind of, the same movie, same story beats pretty much. But I thought the people in it were great. I mean, you had, you have Liev Schreiber, so that's awesome. You get a little bit of a connection to Scream. I thought he was really good in it. And oh my God, I'm blanking on her name. Wow. But she was awesome in it too. But I do think the original just had the charm, right? That's the thing. Yeah. Jeff saying, honestly, the first Terminator is more of a horror movie. Came more of an action movie after the sequels. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the first movie, and I've said that we've talked about the Terminator franchise extensively. And we literally talked about how the first movie is basically a slasher. James Cameron was inspired by John Carpenter, the whole idea of Michael Myers. So, agreed, Jeff. And May is welcoming Film Gamer. Very cool. You guys are always awesome to welcome new members, and it's very cool. This is truly a fantastic community, family, and yeah, no, it's awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Let's see. Film Gamer X saying, woo, happy to finally join. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Seriously. Julie saying, I'm in love with the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Oh, it's such a great trilogy. It is. It really, really is. Stop, Dominic. See, he's trying to mess with me, man. He always messes with me when Jason Goes to Hell. I believe that Jason Goes to Hell is better than Halloween. Stop. You're about to make me lose my mind. Val saying, Catherine was such a joy to have on the channel. She's so kind. She is, Val. Oh my God. If you guys, especially for you guys that are mods, if you remind me, I got to tell you a story about her. She's just so cool, man. We were talking. She's like, I'll give you my number so we can make sure we keep in touch. And I'm like, are you serious? This is crazy. And when we did our first interview with her, she was on vacation, and it was so cool because I'm like, we're literally taking up this woman's vacation time, but she was so humble. But I've got a couple stories I could throw out at you if you remind me. She was just amazing. Listen, it's just so awesome when you are a fan of someone and you get to talk to them, and not only are they great, in conversation and engaging, and as lovely as you always imagine that they were, but just kind. She's just so kind. It's crazy. If I could, I'd have her on the channel all the time. But, you have to respect, boundaries and time and so forth. But, she's awesome. She's just awesome. Val saying Dominic's been taken over by body snatchers. I know. Saying if I had to choose which film I prefer or is better than the other, I'd say The Thing over Alien. Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, I love both. I truly do. Mayanne saying, no lie, but I go into Battle World thinking one way and come out thinking the other. I know, right? That happens to us so often. It really does. When we went into the Battle World with Rob Zombie's Halloween and Carrie, I went in thinking, okay, Carrie's the better movie, right? And as it was going on, there was so much excitement for Michael. I'm sure part of it was being that it was Michael, but some that were huge fans because it was Rob Zombie, like our good friend Neil from Neon Black Reviews. And so then my mind started to shift a little bit and say, wow, Michael is going to win this. And then when we came into a tie, it was basically a tie, and we had to run the poll to break the tie. It was pretty big difference in favor of Carrie. So I was just like, so it's like this roller coaster. But that's what makes it so much fun. It makes it so much fun. Scott saying your top 5 for the 70s are superior, but as a whole, I lean towards the 80s. That's well said, and I actually agree with that because there's so many great movies in the 80s in total for the decade. I agree. Ben's going with Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. There you go. Here's May. I can imagine what this is going to say. Okay. She says, okay, Night. I know how we're going to resolve this. You have more 80s movies posters in your wall than 70s because I know you got the thing back there as well. It's true. Oh, that's good. All right, May, you win. All right, you win the 80s. That was good. That was really good. You guys getting crafty with your comments. I can appreciate that. That makes this a lot of fun. Very good, May. Very good. You're all right. Hey, Bronson's in the chat. What's going on? Saying, how's it going? Going pretty good. We're just having a good time here. We're having a good time. We're just this is an interesting stream. It really is, but it's fun. Hollywood guys going with Aliens, Cujo, Killer Clowns, Lost Boys, and The Thing. All right, so listen. I'm just going to throw this out there. We talked about this on one of our Watchers live streams on Friday nights, which, by the way, check us out on Friday nights, guys. We have a blast. The panel is amazing. Our good friends, JT, and obviously Steven, and the queen herself, Sarah, hanging out with me and Coriander. It's so much fun. But this was one of the hot takes that I threw out there. I think it was a couple episodes ago. I'm not a huge Killer Clowns guy. I know that so many people love it. Now, I haven't seen it in years, so maybe I got to revisit it, and I've actually been planning something around that. But as of right now, it's just not one of the ones that is super high on my list. I've only seen it a handful of times, mostly when I was younger. But, yeah. Val saying that's because there's no BSing when it comes to versus battle. Had me even voting one time against Halloween. Right? See, that's the thing. We love that, Val. Because by the categories, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some categories where you just can't lie. That's why we say there's no lying here. Some movies that we love may not be strong with acting or supporting characters or the score, you know what I mean? So that's what makes the streams so much fun. Yep. Mason. It happens to be when I have to vote against Jason. I know. Hollywood guys said the greatest hits of Mr. T have to buy his album. That's right. I would. Nanette saying my top 5 favorite from the 70s. The Exorcist, The Omen, The Dunwich Horror, Salem's Lot, and The Thing. Now, The Thing is from the 80s, from 1982. But Salem's Lot, I'm glad you put that on your list. That is such an underappreciated movie. When we were doing our Stephen King watch-alongs, and I missed that, guys. I know some of you guys were around for that. We had so much fun. We watched so many great Stephen King movies week after week, and Salem's Lot was one of them. That was so much fun. That's a great one. The Cream. There you go. Yes, Julia Stiles. I'm so far behind in the chat. Julia Stiles, that's right, Julie. Thank you. I couldn't get her name out, man. Couldn't get her name out. Scott saying, didn't answer the question earlier. What do you think of an idea of a killer Ronald McDonald movie? Do you think McDonald's would go for it or not? Somebody used to work for McDonald's and got fired. Yeah, they wouldn't go for it. I don't think they'd go for it. The idea of it, if it's done right, yeah, that could work. If they did it right. He'd have to be, he couldn't be the Ronald McDonald that we've seen in the commercials. I think there'd have to be some toughness to him, But McDonald's definitely wouldn't want to do that. as a company now. Jeff saying a new top 5: Cujo, The Thing, The Shining, Friday 4, and The Fly. It's pretty tough. You know how I think. That's pretty tough. But I still don't think that beats the 70s top 5. I still don't think. That's tough. It's tough though. Yeah. Dominic's trying. He said, if I had to put a worthy side by side for the 80s, this is the list: The Shining, Aliens, Gremlins, Ghostbusters, Terminator. Okay, now look. All right, so let me just say, I love all those movies. I do. But if we're talking horror, and technically they are all horror. I know Ghostbusters, you could look at it like comedy, horror comedy. Same thing with Gremlins, but Gremlins would be the one that would be the, for me anyways, the weaker link. I love that movie, but when I watch Gremlins, I'm watching it more in the sense of like kind of like a family movie rather than a horror movie. You know what I mean? It's a good group though. It's a good group. You guys are trying, man. You guys are trying. I appreciate that. May, Monster Squad, Werewolf, and Society. Society, there you go. Hey, Nanette has a channel member anniversary. 10 months, Nanette. 2 more. You're gonna have that full year. That is awesome. Saying I love Night of the Comet. It's in my top 10. Oh, you know, I love it too, Nanette. I love it too. When we did, and let me just also say, Nanette, thank you so much for not only being a channel member, being so kind and, you know, a part of this family. And it really means a lot. It's appreciated. And seriously, thank you. But Night of the Comet is such a fun 80s horror film. Okay. I love it. And when we did our top, what did we do? We did our top B movies. I think it was B movies. Yeah, it was our last episode. I was so sad, you know, that the other guys on the panel, you know, they weren't as you know, connected. Let's say connected to Night of the Comet. Obviously, for me and Coriander, we love that film. But yeah, it's great. It's great, guys. It just is. Okay, I'm almost caught up to you guys, man. Hey, we got Denisha in the chat. What's going on, Denisha? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yes, Friday night, we are back. You know, let me just say this too, guys, because it's challenging, you know, with live streams to keep a certain schedule. I mean, it's basically like, you know, you definitely change your day-to-day, your life around it. And we were so sad that we couldn't do last Friday night because we love hanging out. First of all, the panel is just, we just have fun together. We really do, guys. So, you know, it's part of what we call Friday Family Fun Day, starting with Steven's channel in the afternoon, doing our Friday matinee, and then coming back here doing a Watchers Live. And so this Friday is going to be fun, man, because we're going to be talking about the 2010s. You know, talking about the 2010s. We're going to give our list. We're going to eliminate them. We always have fun doing that. You guys seem to always have fun doing it. So get ready for Friday. Hollywood guys saying, what? Really? Night? Not a fan of Killer Clowns? You know, it's just one of those movies that I just haven't reconnected with. I haven't watched Killer Clowns in probably a decade, easily. It's not to say I don't like it, but I'm just saying, when I think of like my favorites of the decade, you know, that's not a movie that's high up there. But because I said that, and it was so funny because when I said it, I think it was on one of our Watchers Live episodes, And everyone was like, really? So I was like, okay, so I've got to rewatch it. Maybe we'll do a watch party for it and then see if I change, you know. Scott saying Scream versus Halloween, Ghostface versus Michael Myers. You know, now I'm just trying to remember. I don't think we did for Battle World. I don't think we did a straight Scream 96 versus 78 Halloween. I could be wrong. We did do Halloween 78 versus Nightmare 84, which was crazy. That was crazy. So, you know, if anyone, Val or Julie or May, if you guys can look at our Battle World list, I don't think we've done Scream 96 versus 78. We do have a huge list of matches that we can do. And I do believe that's on that list if we haven't done it already. I'm pretty sure we haven't. That would be tough, man. That would be tough. Oof. Drew is in the house. What's up? The Drew Seth saying evening, night, and chat. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Yeah, Salem's Lot. May said we're at 35 likes. Are we getting to 40? Let's do it. Dominic saying, Night, do you like Godzilla 98? I think it's a really fun giant creature film, and the film resembles more of the Beast from Fathoms. You know, I haven't seen Godzilla 98 in a while, but I enjoyed it. You know, it was fun. You know, crazy fun. I do have, hopefully, tomorrow, a couple of videos I'm going to be uploading because I've seen some new stuff. One thing that I was going to talk about, see if any of you guys have seen Immaculate. We also saw Godzilla Kong, so I wanted to throw out my ideas on that. But yeah, Godzilla 98 was pretty fun. Yeah, I agree with that. And Ned said I'm going to pick a different number 5. My number 5 is The Wicker Man. Ooh, there you go. Yeah. I like that. Let's see. Scott saying, talk to you another night. My firing is nearly flat, so I've got a charger for a while. Talk to you later. Oh, okay. Well, have a good night, Scott. Thank you for hanging out with us. This was a lot of fun. Yeah. Hollywood guy heading on out. Catch you later. Awesome having you here, man. Thank you so much. May's got the link for the B movies. That was a fun stream. You know, a lot of movies that people don't talk about or may not be high on their list. That was fun. Nanette saying, thank you for saying that night. Earlier, you asked me how I was doing. Well, I've been feeling sad, depressed. Needed to hear you say that I'm wanted. Aw. Well, Nanette, well, I'm glad that you feel better. And I'm sorry that you've been feeling a little down in the dumps. We've had a lot of people that have, like I said, it's been tough for the community these last couple of weeks, and we still got some folks going through some battles. And you know, like I said, I'm just happy that we can all hang out together. You know, 5 years ago, I wouldn't be doing this right now at 1 o'clock in the morning. For me, 1 o'clock in the morning. Hanging out with you guys, having fun, having laughs, talking about movies that I love. You know, guys, I've loved movies since I was a little boy, you know, 6 years old, 7 years old. And this platform gives me a chance to talk about it with people and enjoy it and have fun and make friendships and stuff like that. So that's what I take out of this, Nanette, you know, is to be able to connect with you guys and become friends and you know, get joy out of that. So I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better. You're definitely wanted in this community. You know, we love all of you guys, you know, we really do. So glad to have you here. Seriously, glad to have you here. Thank you, Denisha. Denisha's saying the same thing. You're always wanted here. Exactly. You guys, like I always say, you guys are the best part about this whole thing, this whole process. You guys stand up for each other. You guys hang in there with each other. You guys lift up each other. So many of you guys, and I won't say any names, but so many people here tonight have gone through some tough things and are still going through some tough things. You guys are always there for each other. It's great. It's great. May. Oh, I tell you, May, you're great. And the Drusif, he's a fan of Killer Clowns. There you go. All right. Movie chat, what's going on? If I get my Apollo Creed vid, I'll send in a super chat. I know, man. I know. Here's the thing, though. I did start trying to think of what I could use. And I'm trying to think of a funny Apollo Creed vid, right? Because that's the fun of the clips, is to have funny stuff. I'll have to come up with something. I mean, obviously Apollo is an amazing character. He has great moments. I'm trying to think of something funny. Maybe that scene where when he first sees the robot in Rocky 3, right? The robot comes in and Paulie is all enamored with the robot, and Apollo's like, like I was saying, thinking that Paulie was like a lunatic, like we all do. I'll try to work on it, man. But good to see you, man. Good to see you. You gotta be around and keep reminding me, be around in the live streams. But that might be a scene that I could use because he was so funny in that scene. All right. Paula says I am all in on Scream. Oh, there you go. Nice. Let's see. Val said no, we haven't done those two. I think that's one of the ones I've been like holding on to, because I think if we do that stream, like we're gonna have like half of the community on one side and half on the other. I can truly see that. It might get ugly. We'll need like 3 moderators in the chat. Val, what do you think? Should we do that? Scream 96 versus Halloween 78? Could you imagine how that would go? I'm talking about just the live chat itself, man. The Drusif is having a member anniversary. 2 months, bro. All right. Love this community. Being here always brightens my day up. That is awesome. Yeah. Thanks for allowing me a place amongst such chill people night. I always feel welcome. Well, that's the most important thing. We want everyone to feel welcome here and have fun, make some good friends, and hopefully it just makes your day a little bit better. So thank you so much for being here. We appreciate the support. Without that support, I can guarantee you guys one thing. I wouldn't be able to stream, 3 or 4 times a week and upload videos so much. I just wouldn't be able to, justify it versus working. So. But thank you so much, man. We appreciate the support. And May's got our Scream versus TCM. Yes, we did Scream versus TCM. That was a crazy one. Oh my God. That was crazy. Yep. Scream versus Nightmare. Yeah. Whew. Been some good ones. And Drusif saying, much love, all thanks. Yeah. It's a great place to just talk, to open up instead of being closed off. I agree. It's fun, man. It's fun to be able to talk to people, seeing different perspectives. It's a joy. It really is. And Paula, you are right. Just like my good brother Steven says, we do life never alone. Yes. Yes. Nanette saying, I like Nightmare, but I love Scream more. Okay. Movie chat saying, "Oh, that was funny. What the man's tongue didn't come through customs. That was good. That was good. But yeah, that could be pretty funny. That could be pretty funny. I do love that scene so much. All right, so look, let's let's do a super chat clip for you. It's not an Apollo one, but look, we have someone that well, sometimes when you're trying to do something special, it doesn't come out that way. Here we go.
You take my breath, you take my breath. Wow.
There you go, man. Thank you so, thank you so much. I love that clip. The man's tongue didn't come through customs. There you go. I'll see if I can put it together. I'll see. Val saying we definitely need those, but it will be hella crazy. But I think so much fun. Mods will need to be on our toes. I know, man. There are gonna be some people. What? You're voting for Scream over Halloween? Or people saying you're voting for Halloween over Scream? It's gonna be crazy. Yes. Mega Giant saying I remember the Scream versus TCM stream. That was a good one, man. That was a good one. Our good buddy Neil, TCM is his favorite movie, so he was pretty vocal. Yeah. Yep. That should be a good one. She said, what the hell? We got 39 likes. May's like, we need one more person. Yeah. Like I was saying, I don't want that chump to come over with all that hype. Yeah. He had good quotes, man. Rest in peace to Carl Weathers, man. I loved him so much. He was so cool growing up. Oh, man. He was just so cool. He really was. Great actor. Film Gamer X, you gotta stop. Look at that. Oh my god. All right, so look, let me end this poll. We had 40 votes. What decade was the best in total? 78% said that it was the 80s, 21 for the 70s. 41 votes, man. That was pretty good. A good turnout on that one. But still, let me ask this, guys, and you guys can just answer in the chat. Did anyone see or did anyone come up with a better 5 movies in the 80s to beat these 5 movies from the 70s? The Exorcist, TCM, Halloween, Jaws, and Alien. Did anyone see or come up with a better 5 from the 80s? You could just type in yes or no. If you type in yes, let us know what that 5 was. But I'm just curious because I'm going to be honest, guys. Even myself, it'd be hard to pick 5 that could beat it. And I love the 80s. But I'm going to tell you guys what. Jaws, and we haven't talked about Jaws in a long time here. First of all, Jaws is one of Coriander's favorite movies. It's one of her 3 top favorite movies. Jaws is a movie I watch every year. I've watched that movie every year since I was a little boy. Gotta watch it every year. You know, it's just one of those movies. It's literally a perfect film to me. Alien, I love Alien. Halloween, you guys already know. I mean, TCM, The Exorcist, I mean, wow. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Let's see. That's true. Joseph saying you could find out a cool detail about a movie that makes you end up loving it more later down the road. Life is funny sometimes. Favorites can change often. It's true. Yeah. Yep. Val said no. You know, we didn't get a 5 from the 80s that could beat those. I agree. I didn't see a 5 that could beat it, man. Russell gave us 40 likes. Okay, look, May's trying again. Friday the 13th, Nightmare, Hellraiser, Child's Play, and The Thing. Look, I love all of them. May, are you saying that those 5 could beat those 5 from the 70s? I'm just curious. Because you've named like 75 movies tonight. So, I'm just saying. I love those 5 movies, but again, I don't think those 5 could beat those 5 from the 70s. I just don't. Yeah. You're right. Drusuf saying the original Black Christmas was in the 70s too. That's right. Look, Dawn of the Dead. Look, the 70s. Whew. The 70s, guys. Just saying. Think about it. May's like, yeah. May just wants to start stuff. Oh, that's awesome. The 70s had so many good films. But those 5 alone, I don't know, man. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just trying to be real. There's no lying here. You know it. And that's coming from someone that loves the 80s. But heck. Whew. All right, guys. Well, look. We're going to wind this down. This has been so much fun. We still got a bunch of you guys hanging out here. It's almost 2 o'clock. Crazy. But this has been a blast. You guys have been awesome. We've had fun with these polls. We're finding out a lot about movies from the 70s and the 80s. Oh, my God. Too funny. Too funny. But this has been a lot of fun. It really has. And I'm glad that... I'm glad, number one, I was able to do this, but number two, that I actually did it. Because, sometimes when it's late, you never know how many people are going to be around. So you guys were really cool hanging out. And this was great. Well, you're welcome, Val, but thank you, for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. And we appreciate all of you guys. You guys is what makes this fun, right? Because otherwise... I could just upload a video and just talk to you guys. But doing this where we can talk together and talk with you, that's what makes it fun. And you guys are awesome. Seriously. And oh, you guys are all right. Nanette saying, I can't pick between the 70s and the 80s. I know, it's tough. It's tough. Dino, we always got time for the Night Watch Zone. Yeah, well, hey, I appreciate it. I do. Seriously. But when you talk about the 70s and 80s, as an 80s kid, growing up in the 80s and the 90s, I'm going to lean towards the 80s, But damn, the 70s. Woo, crazy. And those 5, guys, I might do a video just on that alone. Those 5. Ooh, I haven't heard a better 5 from the 80s, Seriously. Nanette saying, I understand where you're coming from, Night. I feel the same way. I prefer to go live, talk to people in the audience, than doing a video. Yeah, me too. Me too. I wish YouTube felt that way, right? YouTube definitely, doesn't favor live streaming. But, it's fun to just have the conversations with you guys and connect. That's really what the magic is, I know nothing, Jon Snow. I loved that show so much, May. May, are you watching House of the Dragon? The new season that's going to be starting up? I can't wait. I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. I'm telling you, if we could be talking about Game of Thrones too, we would be doing it. We really would. We really would. But yeah, guys, again, thank you guys for hanging out. This has been fun. Can't wait to see you guys on Tuesday night for Battle World. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely crazy. And as usual, I'm sure on the panel we're going to have some good laughs. May saying, yes, I love House of the Dragon. Yeah, it's so good. It really is. I'm not going to lie. I was nervous to see what it was going to be like. But yeah, I do think it's really good. It's a good successor to Game of Thrones. It really is. So, all right, guys. Well, hey, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Get some good rest. Get ready for this week coming up. And yeah, we will catch you guys Tuesday night for Battle World. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace. Good night. Catch you guys later.